And welcome to Mortal Rolls, episode 2. My name is Tone Vera, and I am the GM of this adventure. And we're so very thankful for you to join us tonight. We have a great thing planned for you. The players have no idea what's going to happen, so. How about we do, again, a quick reintroduction of ourselves, and I'm going to let the person to my right on my screen, which is one dear Morrowind.
Okay, I was like, Antonio, we can't see your screen. We don't know what you can
really put on the screen that I can see you guys.
It's me, Sarah. I play Morrowind. She is the sweetest bean, and I am excited for episode 2.
Perfection. Beautiful. All right, next is pink hair. I'll just refer by the color of your hair.
Oh, hello, everyone. Episode 1 was a lot of fun. Excited to be back.
Fantastic. Thank you. Now we're going to go to black hair. Is
that probably means me.
Definitely.
I'm Oren. I'm the fun-loving bard, or the love-loving bard.
Yeah.
I mean, oops.
Wow.
That one's hard to guess.
2 demerits.
3 for not telling me we weren't saying classes out loud. That's it. Here to just have fun, sing songs.
So, and last but not least.
Yo, what's up? Yep, it's your girl, Kesu here, doing awesome things. Yeah, I play Sabine. That's what I was trying to think of, even though her picture's right in front of me. I play Sabine. She's crazy forest girl thing, person. She's rad. I actually really love playing her. She's like one of the characters that has been a challenge to try to find how she interacts, because she has lived in the forest for so long, and so it's been a fun journey to figure out her cadence and the way that she says things, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And things that would normally be like a normal thing, like, oh, keep your eye open, that's normal, we all think that. She's just like, I have 2 eyes, idiot. Why don't I keep both of them open?
She's not wrong.
For those confused, you have to check out episode 1 to find out the one of the best back and forth between Sabine and Eve.
It's so good.
Easy. Again, we are literally just a couple of guys and gals that love role playing, telling stories, and learning new games and laughing while doing it. And we are super excited to, again, play Mortal Rolls, which is based on the Pathfinder 2nd edition rule system. So first, before we jump into a recap of what happened in episode 1, and then we'll jump into the game, we have to do a shout out for our dear friend, Autumn Orange Lo-Fi, whose album is coming out tomorrow. And on the YouTubes, I believe. And please, someone step in just to correct me. Is that correct?
So they have a video out on YouTube now that was a pre-release of their album, and it will go live on Spotify and Apple Music and all of the places tomorrow.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Autumn Orange, because the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful theme song was done by them. So again, huge thanks. I was thinking about how we do the recaps, and some of you may know that I like to watch a little bit of anime. So this intro is inspired by some of those shows that I watch. Maybe you can guess what inspired me. Previously on Mortal Roles, our fallen deities, with no recollection of their divine past, converge in the great city of Remorum within the Ukumaran Empire. In a twist of fate, they discover each other, unaware of their shared history, as tensions simmer in Remorum, as Morrowind embarks on a seemingly innocent quest. Morrowind was entrusted with a mysterious scroll by her newfound ally, Johannes. The mission? Deliver it to Johannes's brother, Simon, at the looming forum where the city's 3 magistrates gather. Little do they know, the political landscape of Remorum is a tinderbox waiting to ignite. So, the adventurers, however, find themselves sitting around a table, sharing a bowl of soup, vegetable soup that doesn't involve peas and corn. No. It involves tomatoes, carrots, onions, and garlic. Now the heroes sit around this table, filling up their bellies, and we begin tonight's episode, not at this time around the table. No. I'm going to show a picture now. You should probably see the kitchen in which they sit. Big shout out to Dungeon Alchemist, or I think I spelled it. You said it correctly. They're so cool. You do so sweet things with this. Anyways, as Eve sat and filled her belly, thinking about this mask that she saw on the back of her head, she remembered seeing this mask before. It was in the mansion in which she spent majority of her time here in the world. As the camera goes in, you can see Eve's eyes dilate as we go into a flashback of a past memory that the mask invokes. Eve is on a bed. The blankets are warm. The air flowing through the barred windows is quite pleasant. Eve, you recall you were awakened or awoken by a sound calling out for you. Eve, Senora Eve.
Yes, who's that?
The voice is coming down the hallway from the bedroom in which you lay.
I get up and go to the door. Who is it? Do you need something?
Senora, it's Claudia. It's Claudia. Please come.
Of course, I'm coming. And she'll go to the room that she knows Claudia is staying in.
The hallway is long, it's about 20 feet. So I guess that is considered quite a distance, as the mansion is quite large. You get to the living room where you can see the doors in which the guests stay. Claudia, one of the voices, is coming from behind a locked door, locked from the outside.
Do you need something? I can get you whatever it is you need.
Peace. It's Carmen. Carmen.
What, is she all right?
She left. She escaped again. And I feared the master would come back and be very upset.
Don't worry, I'll find her. I'm sure she's... Do you know where she went?
You can now hear a little bit of a weep and tremor in her voice. You recall, as you peered through the slight eye slot of the door, you can see that she had streams of tears going down her face.
Let me get you something.
She went through the floor. She pulled the floor. I think she's in the basement.
Basement, no one's allowed in the... I'll find her. Don't worry. I promise everything will be all right. Just here. And she'll go and like grab her like a rag and a glass of water for her crying and just hand it to her through the slot in the door.
You see the slot that you can open from the outside, and she sticks her hands to grab what you gave.
Don't worry. I'll make sure everything's all right.
Just get her back before the master returns.
Yes, it will. And she kind of... Eve is left with a bit of a conundrum. The basement is very much off limits. But if one of the guests has gone down there, she could be in danger. And surely that must be... It must be an exception. If it's to do something, if it's to help one of the guests, it's their job to keep them safe. So...
You recall this conversation in your head as you began to think about the pros and cons of the situation, your heart beginning to race, your left hand beginning to tremble. You grab the key. As you put the key into the lock, as you recall, that's when instead of a memory, you saw scenes, just very fast flashing of chains, screams, and then a growl. And at the very last moment of your memories, as all of a sudden everything began to flash right inside of your mind, you recall the hand on your shoulder. And you recall the mask. That is when you snap out of it, sitting at the table. I would like each of the other players to roll a perception to see if they could notice. Share your rolls with us.
Okay, you said we're rolling perception.
And perception, as you guys are engaged in conversation, eating the beautiful soup, and yet all of a sudden.
Okay. Now, because this is gonna bite me in the ass, because Sabine watches Eve and her tells, just in case she passes out and doesn't come back awake for 48 hours, could she possibly have a circumstance bonus, a positive one?
I would say that given the circumstance of you being with Eve and the fact that you've spent some time and you've seen a couple of these nightmares already happen,
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes.
Yes, everybody.
Congratulations. You got a +2 to your roll.
Heck yeah. There we go, everybody. That's how it's done.
Morwen rolled a 24.
Oren rolled a natty 1.
Oh,
He's too busy eating his soup.
yeah, really, really glad about that circumstance bonus. I rolled a 15.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think with Eve, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of compare it to your will bonus here. Okay. And what do you have as your will bonus? In fact, you can roll a will save, and that will be the DC. Just to see how well you compose yourself. Just for
All right, my bonus is +7.
great. Okay.
This is 17.
Dang
Right.
it.
So
That was so close.
what's Oren doing that is completely he's missed him? What is he involved in right now?
He's definitely obviously strumming away on his lute and just thinking up of a way to embellish the story of the man that tripped with the white mask and turn himself into a hero that foiled a heist of the white masked bandit.
Okay, excellent.
I thought you were writing a song about how good my soup was.
If it had carrots and peas, or corn and peas, then I would probably write a song about it.
Dip with the carrots and tomatoes.
Oren, you're strumming away. Sabine, you are caught up. And while normally you are very, in tune with your new friend, somehow you got in tune with the music that is being played by this new friend or person, Oren.
Definitely judging his music. That's not the way I've heard that before. But all right.
So as you're getting lost in the music and the lyrics that are coming from Oren's mouth,
Rude.
Morwen, on the other hand, I believe as the person preparing the meal, you're probably really kind of focused in on the reactions of everyone, their faces as they eat. And
Really want everyone to like my soup.
absolutely. And as you looked over to Eve, what would your face look like as Morwen kind of looks at you and then kind of picks up on the fact that something is wrong?
What you would notice, because she would have been eating very enthusiastically before, like very quickly, just kind of shoveling down food. And then you would have seen her just stop suddenly and like stare into her soup for maybe a minute almost before she kind of blinks, shakes her head slightly, and goes back to eating. You catch her look around first before she starts eating again.
Like looking around to see if anyone noticed.
How high did you roll?
24.
No, it almost seems like she's forgot where she was for a moment, or like she was looking for someone who's not there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Eve, can I get you anything else? Are you still hungry?
It's a wonderful meal. Thank you, Moen. I'm not, I think I'm quite satisfied.
Okay.
What?
Oh, nothing. It just, you stopped eating for a bit, and I just wanted to make sure that the soup was okay and that you didn't like something in there that wasn't supposed to be in there. Like, sometimes Rusty is trying to help, but he breaks stuff and it falls in the soup.
So you can find like fingers in the soup sometimes.
Oh, no, not
because Frederick does that sometimes when I'm making some food. He'll put fingers or he'll put his leftover acorns in the food, and it's silly. It's silly. Silly Frederick.
There wouldn't be body parts. Rusty's just clumsy. So sometimes he breaks a bowl. You know?
Oh.
Well, that's lovely.
Sabine?
What?
Who's Frederick?
Oh, Eve has met him. He's my little squirrelion.
She has many friends.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I'd love to meet them someday.
Oh, you would? She gets like so close, like almost like on top of the table, like wherever you are. And she's just like, you would? Oh, Eve, we would have more guests.
Yes. That sounds...
I'm perfectly fine.
We probably shouldn't have too many guests.
I mean, Joe doesn't really like when I leave the city, so I probably, unless you live in the city, wouldn't be able to come.
Oh, no.
Why not? Do you just listen to everything Joe says?
Well, Joe knows a lot more about Remorm than I do. He's really strong and he knows stuff, and he's just trying to keep me safe.
Are you sure?
Oh, he's like your Eve.
He saved me, Eve, and he lets me go where I want to go. He just wants to make sure that I'm safe, and so he just doesn't want me going like out of Remorum alone.
Sure. Right.
He cares about me. Well, if I had a dad, I think that Joe would be like my dad.
How sad.
I see. And she kind of like, you can see her unclench her fists a little.
Eve, are you okay?
I'm fine. It's nothing. I'm just out late again. I really overstayed my welcome here. We should be getting back. And...
Are you in some kind of trouble?
No. Why? Do you think I'm in some kind of trouble?
Well, usually people who are in kind of trouble are really suspicious about other people, and they
Are you in trouble?
Me?
Suspicious.
I'm not in trouble.
You're quite suspicious of Eve. Are you in trouble? Do you need
just
help?
want to make sure that she's okay. She came in and she wasn't feeling well, and I gave her some medicine, and
She is perfectly fine. If she says she is perfectly fine.
Exactly. I'm perfectly fine.
She gets quite upset when prodded.
I'm just trying to help. It's okay. You don't know me. You don't need to tell me. It's fine.
She
I
kind of
know you.
From earlier today.
Yeah. Aren't we friends? Right? Friends?
Yeah. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you know me well. It doesn't mean that you have to tell me your whole life story. It's okay. I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. Because,
I'm all right.
Joe is really good at helping people out of tough situations. So if you needed help, we could help you. That's all.
I appreciate the kindness again, but I'm fine. Perfectly fine, as Sveen says.
Okay.
If you say it one more time, we'll believe you.
Really?
No. It was just something you say.
So that would be a lie. Right, Eve? That's what you said. It's called a lie.
It's actually called sarcasm.
Stop.
It means he says one thing, but he means the opposite.
Wouldn't that be a lie?
It is, but the tone of voice that he uses implies that he knows that, it's not true.
It's more like a joke than a lie.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hee funny joke.
I quite love jokes.
Really, what I'm saying here is, Eve, you don't seem fine, but I think you've got a few people here that could help you.
Oren, it's okay. You don't have to push her. If she really needs help, she will ask for it. I don't want to overstep.
Eve doesn't seem like the type of person who will ask for help. To help.
We can't force people to let us help.
I forced myself into her house when it was on fire and I saved her. So I feel like if I had not forced myself into breaking into her house, she might have burned up like a little crisp.
That's kind of a different kind of scenario because she was, if I'm understanding correctly, she was not awake. And so she couldn't have saved herself even if she wanted to. But in this situation...
That is a good question. Eve, if you were awake and the house was on fire, would you have saved yourself?
Of course I would have saved myself. What sort of a question is that?
Look, I'm sorry, Eve. I can tell that you're really uncomfortable. I'm sorry I brought anything up. You don't have to tell us. It's okay.
You have to keep apologizing. It's fine.
No, I'm really sorry.
God, so it's fine. Let's just look. You gave us soup and bread, so consider it even.
Do you want some more bread?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go get you some more bread.
Thank you.
She rushes out of the room.
Sabine will look to Eve and just say, she seems nice, right?
Yes, she does seem nice, but you have to remember that people aren't always what they seem.
Right. Right.
Seeming is one thing, being is different.
Where, like,
So,
the chipmunks are very cute on the outside, but on the inside, they're quite evil.
so
Right.
Eve,
Yes, exactly, like the chipmunks.
Eve, who are
Right.
you on the inside then?
Right.
Morwen would enter the room again with another loaf of bread. Actually, two. And she puts one in front of Eve and she goes over to Orin and says, Orin, shut up. And she shoves some bread in his mouth.
You could, Eve just gives the kind of half grateful look towards Morwen and then takes more bread and just kind of like sulks, eats it very sulkily.
And Morwen's like, you're making her uncomfortable. No one should ever be uncomfortable in Joe's on his hands. It's Joe's rule. You know that.
Uncomfortable. Uncomfortable.
And then she goes and she sits down again.
Comfortable.
In the distance, you kind of hear the trumpet sound, and it's the announcement of about 20 minutes. They begin to make noise at about the forum, about the gathering, and you can hear just off in the distance as people begin to now kind of move out in the front of the store. So you can kind of now hear a little bit more talking and people chatting as they're walking down the street.
Is anyone else going to go to the thingy?
I think I'm fine. Sabine, what about you?
I will go where you go.
Where do you want to go?
What is happening outside? Like what is it that is going on?
I've never been to one before, but it's a gathering. And they're going to talk about politics, and Joe's brother's going to be there. His name's Captain Flick.
Captain Flick. Captain Flick. Captain Flick. Captain Flick.
Orin, are you going?
Absolutely. Of course, I'll be there.
Do you want to go together?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I'm kind of nervous going alone. Even Sabine, you can come with us if you want to.
Oh, all right. Why?
But you don't have to if you don't want to. It's okay.
Oh, I only ever do what I want.
That's good. That shows that you have really healthy boundaries.
What do you want to do, Sabine?
I
think I'd like to have Eve also roll, maybe insight. For what? Because she does not.
You want me to roll? Or you want?
I'm gonna roll.
Me to roll, or you're gonna roll?
I'll roll.
Okay.
Let's see.
So you guys want to roll to see whether or not, given the situation, that if Eve will follow Sabine.
I'm more just trying to see if Eve can, because Sabine's not really being straightforward with what she wants to do. So, trying to roll to see if I can glean what she wants to do.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. I think you could roll simply You know what? It could simply be a perception roll to see if you can kind of pierce through. I'll also allow a diplomacy roll for the sake of you're trying to gather information and this person's being difficult. Because they're not necessarily making their inner desires known. So for sure, you can choose.
I have a +5 to insight, so that's what we'll do.
All right. And given the fact that you also have been with Sabine, but perhaps I would say a straight roll. I was thinking that kind of a circumstance, but I think situation.
It's an 11.
Okay. Now how, I guess we can roll.
I feel like that was like straight down the middle, like did not help at all.
Yeah.
Sabine she is so nervous. So Eve knows that she wants to go to this rally because she wants to see if she can find her little creature. But she's nervous because she knows that Eve wants to go home, and she's never had to have anyone like with her or like have to think about another person. And so it's really off-putting for her in this moment. So she's kind of like, I don't know what to do, and it's kind of like tripping her up a little bit.
You want to go, don't you?
I would like to go to see if Corvi is there or around, or if I could sense her, smell her. But I also understand that you don't like it here and want to go home. So
we can go look for Corvi, and as long as we're quick about it, we'll be fine. We're already here. Let's to go and look now than to have to come back.
Who's Corvi?
Oh, she is, she kind of like, she'll panic, look at Eve, and just be like, she's someone.
If you're looking for someone, we can help you. 8 eyes are better than 4.
But you mean in your head, right?
Yes.
You don't take the eyes out,
Yes.
right? That would be
Just being
right.
the eyes stay in the head.
Or you wind up dead. Got it.
I mean, you can lose one eye and not die.
Orin is going to immediately, in his little notebook, write that phrase down. Start composing a song about the eyes stay in the head, or you wind up dead. Something about eating lots of bread.
Eve's gonna just look at Morwen and say,
But you wouldn't want to take anyone's eye out.
"Thank you. That is a lot of nuance to try to explain."
But that would hurt a lot.
Yes. But, I mean, when you hit your toe upon a rock, that also hurts.
It would hurt a lot more than that, and there would be a lot of blood.
Oh. Right.
It's not something that you want to do. It's kind of something that happens by accident.
Yeah. Happy with
Did you guy once? His brother poked him in the eye with a pitchfork and he lost his eye. It was an accident, but I helped to heal him, and he's all better now, and he wears a patch over his eye. But you wouldn't want to do that on purpose because that would hurt a lot, and you could die. But that doesn't mean that you definitely want to Just if we're speaking.
We're just not going to test that theory out because that would be very dangerous and you could die, and that is enough to not do something.
Exactly.
Well, are we going to go to this event?
Yeah. If you guys want to go out the front, I will lock up and I'll meet you out there.
Go and say goodbye to every single baby.
And Morwen picks up all of the dishes and bustles into the kitchen and puts them in the sink, but she doesn't wash them. And then she pokes her head into where Joe is and says, Joe, I'm leaving.
And Joe's there, can just, again, he sort of kind of sat down, smoking a pipe. He's put the kids to bed, or so he thought, as he kind of hears some noise coming from the other side of the room. And he kind of looks at you and says, oh, well, all right, Morrowind, thank you again. And just be careful out there. Anyways, just thank you again. Tell my brother, tell him it's important. Just in case.
Do you know what's in the note?
And you can see his eyes kind of open. Yes, yeah, I do. It's and he kind of hand behind his head. It's something important. Like I said, a letter from our mom that I'm going to give him. And anyways, just be safe. And then he just kind of goes back to kind of smoke his pipe.
Is Penelope okay?
Oh, yeah, yes, she is.
Okay.
Checked on her about a couple minutes ago, and she's doing fine.
I'm going to go with Oren and some new friends, so I should be okay.
Oren, well, you be careful. I know he buys quite a lot of certain products, so just don't get any ideas.
Joe, I get a lot of ideas. I get ideas every day. Telling me not to get ideas is like telling a fish not to swim.
I apologize. I'm making things weird. Maybe we can have a talk another day. I think I hear the kids. I better go. And you can see now he's just he's gone red now. He realizes he doesn't want to get into a conversation that he started. So he's just gonna make an excuse to go.
If Penelope's having trouble sleeping, you can make her some of that tea that I made with the chamomile. It'll help her.
Yes, in fact, she was asking for it. So I made sure that she had some. So Thanks again. I'll take care of her. Just come back. Come right back and check on her. I'm sure hopefully she's sleeping, but chances are she's probably not going to be sleeping.
Where else would I go, Joe?
That's right. Where else would you go? I think you should come right back here. That's right.
Okay.
And again, just have fun, but not too much fun. And then he just kind of goes back to kind of smoke his pipe.
I don't know what that means. And she just walks away.
He's really struggling with this sort of thing. Like, oh man, like, you know how old she is. God dang it.
She doesn't even know how old she is.
You go lock up. People are kind of going down. You can see quite a few people. You can as you get out to the street. The lights are lighting up. You can see some torches as the evening begins to set. And you can just kind of hear the crowd. And if you guys are just following, yeah, you guys are just kind of walking within a crowd, and people are just kind of walking, talking. The weather, it's still warm. The very rare is the weather cold. The wind is warm. It's a little bit dusty. So every so often that wind will just kind of pick up some dust. And as you can continue walking down, anything that you guys will be discussing as you walk more.
And see if identify is following me.
You look around and oddly enough, no.
Weird. Okay.
Would I possibly be able to take a good inhale of breath to see if I recognize any smells?
You can certainly do a perception roll
Yes.
to see if you can get some smells.
Literal sniffer.
Eve is definitely looking around pretty much constantly as they're walking. And she's pretty much trying to keep
Ooh.
to the middle of the pack.
Yeah. Okay. Go. Yeah. If Eve is looking around as well, you can certainly roll a perception. Yeah. And also Morwin could also roll perception if she's really concerned about her friend.
$16.
Okay. You for Morwin, looking around, you don't necessarily see anything like close by, but then you heard a cat go.
She's still trying to work out like what Joe really meant.
Yeah, fair enough. Lot to contemplate.
Why would Oren buying a lot of goat salve make him untrustworthy?
All right.
I rolled a 15 on mine whenever it's.
And walking through and your eyes are darting around, you can certainly start picking up the farmers, and you can see, they stand out to you. But everything else is kind of sort of blending in. But you can, you're starting to pick up that there are quite a few farmers walking down, the people who work out in the fields, and they're all kind of intermixed within this crowd. Who else rolled? It was Sabine, and you were looking for a sniff.
I rolled a 23.
23. You're getting quite a bit of different smells in around the area, and the smell that you are particularly looking for was the smell of that one gentleman, or you're just kind of smelling around to see what's out and about.
Particularly looking for Corvi or any traces of, I guess, the people that would have taken them together, anything of recognition in that regard.
Yeah. You don't get the smell of Corvi. You don't get that smell. But you certainly get the smell of, you got the smell of the farmers. You also get the smell of the cleaner smell. And the people with the cleaner smell have a fancier dress. And you kind of start with your nose, you begin to identify different classes of people in amongst the crowd. Some smell, maybe by cleaner, maybe it's not, I don't know what would smell good for Sabine, But if she enjoys the earthy tones, but you can certainly tell the difference between the different types of people.
Interesting. Okay. The guy that they did run into, does she get any whiffs of that guy at all?
Not from where you're at walking in, but you never know. You don't smell anything. As in fact, as you begin to get into the forum area, you catch a different whiff, and that's the smell of sweat and brawn. As you see soldiers standing around, and they look like they've perhaps haven't showered in a time, or had a bath, I should say. So
I feel like she would be quite wary of anyone in a uniform of that regard. Anyone wearing fancy robes that looks official, of an official light, she would shift into the shadows a little bit more to try to like be unseen, kind of a thing.
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly roll a stealth if you're now trying to disappear within the crowd. It is quite a big crowd. As you enter into the forum, you enter into a place where you see 8 pillars that are in a rectangle. So you have 4 to the north and 4 to the south. And of course, you have the benches of stone that sit around. At the very center, you can see where a podium is at. Podium of stone, of beautiful marble. And there you can see banners hanging. You can see people standing in the middle. You can see soldiers, the people that you're trying to avoid, all around. And you bump into, you're just trying to kind of be sneaky and even, you kind of bump into Eve and Oren.
You're all right.
I'm perfectly fine. Yes, quite fine. I just wanted to go over on the other side of you. That is all. She is dead staring at the guards and like anyone at that official, not like she's being quite obvious about her like uncomfortability. She's not as good as Eve is at hiding her emotions, and she's getting better at it from observing Eve, but she ain't near the freaking chameleon that Eve is. Like, Eve is in a whole other field of her own compared to Sabine. In her mind, she's just like, yep, I'm fine. Totally fine. Yep.
Eve kind of just like gently shoulder kind of gently in what she hopes is a comforting manner. It's going to be all right. They're not going to hurt us. I wouldn't let that happen.
Right.
Let's hear with
I wouldn't let that happen to you either. And of course, yeah, Oren
Oren's pretty well known around these parts.
And Morwen is with us.
Actually, I'm gonna go ask for some directions. And she just walks right up to a soldier. Excuse me.
I see.
And the soldier kind of looks at you and acknowledges. Yes.
I'm looking for Captain Flick. I have a very important message for him.
You have no message for Captain Flick. How dare you come in here to try and interrupt the captain?
She like pulls out the scroll and it has like the thingy on it, and she's like, actually, it's from Johannes Flick.
And the guard is looking at you having, none of this. Now, you can certainly try and roll a persuasion, but it will be with a -4 given the circumstance, because things are about to begin and the guard is in no place wanting to interrupt. So this guard.
Orn
Diplomacy?
would walk up in this instance and just say, I can probably help you a little here, Morin. Hey, you probably know me. I'm Morin. I would never, of course, lie to you, but we have a message that's very important for Captain Flick that we get to him right now.
I rolled a natural 1.
We'll arrest you right here.
No,
because I have every right to slay you.
it's okay. We'll just go. Maybe we'll try and talk to him after. It's fine.
I better not see you again. You're not going to talk to him at all. And he kind of gives you the eye. I remember every single one of you, especially you, fancy boy. And he gives you the look, holding his spear.
Morwen's gonna kind of look at him funny and be like, okay. Just gonna walk away.
He just like pulls Morwen's arm a little bit. Well, that went well.
Yeah. I expected them to be a lot more helpful.
Well, you thought you were the resident here.
I mean, normally those guys are like really nice to me.
They are?
Yeah.
You expected that to go better.
I mean, yeah, they're just here to keep everyone safe, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. Perfectly fine. Right.
Soldier?
They're all the same. They're all the same. They're all the same. They're all the same. She's just repeating that and kind of like tries to blend in with the crowd.
I mean, I like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt that they're good at heart, but
Yes, I've noticed.
maybe that guy just is having a bad day.
And now the crowd is kind of pushing in, and you can see that the seats are filling up, and especially the ones in the front near the front of the stage. There are seats on the side of the stage, and there's seats on the back of the stage. So, and you can see as you guys are chatting, people are just kind of pushing by just to try and get to some seats. You hear a gentleman kind of sort of address you guys and say, and he's kind of a bald-headed man. He's wearing a sweater, given just kind of like this wool cloak over top. And he just kind of says to you guys, yeah, is this your first time here? Yes, you were addressing a soldier and that guy, and you don't address soldiers at the forum.
Oh, I mean, I thought they were here to help us, and I needed help.
No, they're here solely to protect those people. And he points towards the stage. So they're talking to no soldiers there, dearie.
They're only here to protect some people?
Yes.
Well, that's not right.
That's
Everybody
usually how it goes.
Now, I would advise you all to either find some seats or get out of my way, because I'm trying to get to some good seats.
Right. Sorry. We should sit down.
Okay.
And she's going to start walking to some of the seats that are like at the side of the stage.
Yeah. Sounds good. And do you all follow, or is anyone else trying to do something?
Eve will follow probably last, partially because she's keeping an eye on Sabine and just checking on her and kind of trying to be comforting in her way. And then there's she's also just like looking behind her just constantly.
Yeah. Sabine would 100% sit down right where she's standing. That guy told her to sit. She's like a good little puppy and just sits.
Well, Sabine, this is probably not the right place to sit, but we can get some seats over there. While Orin is trying to pick Sabine back up and usher her to better seats, he's going to he hasn't a good knack at this point at feeling the crowd and seeing how they're kind of what the temperature of the crowd is, and what he'd want to be doing now is looking around and seeing the vibe and how people are feeling. And I know he kind of understands that this is probably a little bit of a tense atmosphere, but wants to know how the crowd is doing, if he's seeing like weapons under shirts in the crowd, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. You can definitely roll for perception. You can also, let's see here. I think a perception to start.
Circumstance bonus for a performer.
I think you know what? I think given the fact that you already had caught wind of certain tensions, so I'll give you a +2.
Suck it, Sabine.
Hey,
It's better than a
choose a -4.
-4. And I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 26.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So as a performer, and especially working around the arenas, you can tell when there are weapons within, people's clothing. And you can see right away that there is a group of people gathering near the front. These are the farmers, and you can see that they're already kind of claiming the seats right at the front of the podium. And so they are all sitting there. You can also tell the mood of these farmers. It's quite tense. And in fact, you may even also tell that maybe some do have things hidden within their cloaks. You can also see that the soldiers have stationed themselves around. Now, one thing, though, you pick up on that the rest didn't, is that these soldiers are not Remorum soldiers. They're wearing the garb of Ukumaran. They're wearing the colors of the Ukumaran Legion. And you also pick up that there is a person in a fancier garb that is unlike the politicians, which are you can easily pick them out. They have the yellow scarf that goes around their cloaks or tunics. But you see him with his chest plate and the gold and the cape. You can tell that is the captain.
Where is he?
He is right at the center of the stage where the magistrates are. That is encircled by 8 soldiers.
Sorry, I was going to say what I'd probably do is try to. I think that we should probably take seats that are a little bit further up, not right next to the stage. It's probably a good idea. They're better seats. They have better. You can hear the acoustics of the people speaking. You get better view of everything. Just a little bit further to the back and away from the middle, where they call it the mosh pit.
I agree.
You know way more about acoustics than I do, so I will trust you.
Yeah. Good idea.
Joe said not to trust you. Why would Joe say that?
Why did he say not to trust me?
I don't know. He just told me to be careful when I told him I was going with you.
I'm very trustworthy.
I mean, I thought you were friends.
So did I. That's okay.
Maybe.
More than was going as you were walking towards the side. That's actually the place that Oren you would approve of. Off to the side there.
Perfect. Also, Morwen, do you see the gentleman up there in the middle of the stage with the gold sash and all the extra gear? I believe that would be your captain.
Oh, he's not my captain.
Well, the one you're looking for, correct?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
And as your eyes go, if you guys are looking towards stage, this is what you see. Can you see it? No. And let me get to the right screen. How about that? Does that work?
That might help.
Oh, now.
Uncle Flick.
Oh, hot.
Flick me.
So hot. Good job, Reed.
He doesn't understand attraction.
Good job, Reed. Making him the hottest captain.
Good art, Ree.
Thank you. Thank you all for your support.
And also standing, here we go. So you also, your eyes catch the politicians. Let me just go show here. This one,
Amazing.
you would recognize as the magistrate Albina. Oren, you would know this. You picked up on the names. Morrowind, hit or miss if you knew that. But Oren, you know that. Eve Sabine, over top of your head. And you also see this one's a little bit taller, and he's talking, and they're kind of having this discussion. Him, you recognize, Oren, you would know him as Magistrate Anatis. And him and Magistrate Albina are having a conversation.
Can you say his name one more time? Just cut out a bit.
Paulinus.
Paulinus?
Yeah. And off to the side, not necessarily interacting too much as the other two, you see another magistrate, much younger. And this, of course, is Magistrate Typhus.
Hear it one more time. I accidentally closed it on the stream.
He went way too fast on the clicking the X.
I tried to close it.
It's not even a copy. There it is.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh. He's creepy.
he looks mischievous.
Oh,
He's giving you just to the crowd, smiling,
For,
interesting.
for anyone who has read Crescent City, he looks like how I imagine Rigulus looks.
Nice.
Good reference. Thank you.
Good reference. Throw it in the chat.
so perfectly said and put. Absolutely. I agree. 100%.
Yep.
I'm waiting for the movie to come out.
It's probably not going to be a movie,
Okay.
and
I'll take your word for it.
you can read it if you want. They're good books. Bring back Uncle Flick.
There he is. So awesome.
The chat said, "Bring back Uncle Flick."
So good. And you can see them, they're there at the podium. The captain, not really interacting too much with the politicians. The soldiers standing guard. The people sitting around now on the step stage that surrounds this, where the pillars are, the 8 pillars. And then they begin to speak. You see Paulinus come up to the front. Greetings, my fellow Remorians. I welcome you now to the 26th Forum of Remorum, where we, the magistrates, address you and answer your questions. We, the people, you people who vote us in, we are here to serve. Now, we have, of course, with us today, Captain Simon Flick of Ukumaran, who will be addressing us. However, as is with the tradition, we let the people speak first. And you can see the crowd now. Yes! Yes! So we turn the time now to those who wish to address us, the magistrates. And I speak on behalf of the magistrates all here. Magistrate Albina, Magistrate Typhus, come forward and ask your questions. And then we shall hear from Captain Flick. And with that, again, you see the crowd there and you see the farmers, or in your eyes go to the farmers immediately. As one begins to stand and others begin to stand as well. Magistrates!
Orin's gonna, really quick, Orin's gonna strum on his lute, like, depending on the mood of whoever's talking, he's gonna kind of like match the mood to give them like background music behind whatever they say. Just make it slightly more intense. Yeah.
Sure. Roll to see if you add to the intensity of the situation. And what did you roll? Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. You play so good that it actually adds to the drama. Because of the intensity of your playing, it actually gets the people riled up as they speak. And they address the magistrate and say, so long you've been holding back the grain in the vaults. And you have been raising prices. How is it that Remorum, who is supposed to be the most plentiful city in all of the Ukumaran Empire, and yet here we are suffering? It's nothing but the greed of the magistrate, the greed of you. And people begin to shout, yes, yes, and they begin to pound on their hands. And even now, as you begin to play, more people begin to stand up with the guy. Plays, and you can see the magistrate trying to kind of get attention. But you play so good, another guy stands up and overspeaks the magistrate. And he says, yeah, in the hell you have ever since Johannes Hukerdink died, his whole family died. You said it was suicide. But I think not. It's a conspiracy, I tell you. A conspiracy. And now the excitement. Conspiracy. And of course, people are like, ah. Now, for those there, Orin, Morwin, Eve, and Sabine. Now, even Sabine, you're probably not going to be able to roll in this. But I will say, I'll give you an opportunity to roll a lore and just do a little bit of a lore history, lore society. Yeah, society. Just to see if you can kind of pick up on this story of what are they talking about. More when your heart hearing Johannes, your heart, So go ahead and roll.
I'm rolling a society roll.
Yeah, just to see if you can recall the knowledge. Perhaps you've heard.
8.
Okay, with no bonus. That's it. 8.
I mean, I rolled a 3.
Okay.
Or no, wait, I rolled a 5. Sorry, I had a +3.
I think kind of hearing that Johannes, you didn't catch the last name, so maybe you heard Johannes, and so then like wait. And
I heard the last name and I was like, oh, it's not Joe. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah. That's right. Johan. Oh, I don't know who the hell that is.
I'm talking about someone who died a long time ago. I just talked to Joe.
Or what you roll as a society. You can go ahead also to roll a society. You can get a +2 to this roll because of the going-ons. This is something that definitely would have been talked about.
With the +2, that'd be a 17.
All right, 17. That is not. You are familiar with the fact that there was a merchant noble that owned lands, but quite a wealthy family, the Humperdinks. And you recall the story that he was found hanging in a tree outside of his property. In fact, not only he, but his wife, his 2 sons, and also all the servants were hanging from this massive oak tree in the front yard. Now, you also recall that there was a sign around the neck. However, based on your roll, that is the information you have. You don't quite remember what was written on the sign. But you know that about close to 7 months ago, this person was found dead. And it was the talk of the town for quite some time. And you also recall hearing stories about an investigation. And of course, there was obvious thoughts of occultism, like there has to be some sort of witchcraft here. Something's not right. And yet it was ruled as a suicide. And there was rumors that his daughter wasn't amongst the bodies, but conflicting stories, because later on you also heard that the daughter was, in fact, numbered amongst the dead. But that piece of information you have as they begin to talk. And as you play, the people get more excited. The magistrate again. Now listen here, that is not correct. And again, more people begin to shout. In fact, they begin to step off of the seats. And they begin to crowd closer to the central podium.
Sabine would look to Eve and just say, I don't like this, Eve. There's blood. There's blood in the air. I can feel it. I can smell it. We need to leave. We shouldn't be here.
Let's go then.
This is too much. We need to leave.
Please continue.
Eve starts pushing out of the seat, grabs Sabine's hand.
Eve, as you stand up, Sabine, you're also kind of panicking based on the situation. Oren, you're lost in your music. That role, you're just playing as if something has taken over, as your heart and soul is being poured into those strumming of your lute. Eve, you look into the crowd, and for a moment, you think you see Trick. standing in amongst the crowd, staring right at you, making eye contact with you. As the farmers begin to move and gather, as the soldiers begin to prepare, you think you see him put the mask on his face. And that's when the riot starts. You all are caught up in this moment as people from the stage begin to come down and begin to rush at the center. Now, you may need to decide here what you guys are going to do. And I'll allow you one last action before what can begin to be our very first initiative roll.
Running. Sabine.
Fuck yeah. We're getting out of here. We're fucking.
A will save. You need to do a will save after
Okay.
in the map.
To make sure, I guess I could be paralyzed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise,
See?
you'll have a paralysis condition.
Okay.
Paralyzed.
Let's do this.
Oren's going to use his playing of the guitar to strum a courageous anthem and inspire myself and my allies.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
And I rolled a 21 on my will save.
Yes, you did.
Okay, we'll get to you in just a moment here. Okay, Oren, what did you roll? Oh, it's cantrip. Okay, let's talk about this. This is the very first time that you're playing in this way, and maybe it's because you got so lost in the moment of the excitement of the crowd, you found that your music was able to control the mood. And all of a sudden, what does it look like as you begin to play Courageous Anthem? What happens?
See the music coming out of the lute, and like you can see the sound coming straight out of Oren in like a purple and a blue light, and it goes straight like into the souls of the people around him that he's trying to protect and help. And he it turns from like a mood changer to a song of like encouragement and strength, and you get a sense of a feeling that you can do this. Oren's behind you. You got this. We're okay.
Totally.
Awesome. You know what? You get this light. It's almost as if an aura envelops you. Each and every one of you. In fact, you know what? Eve, as you break the eye contact, and for your moment, you're like, did I see what I think I saw? And you cast it out of your mind. You're able to shake. All of a sudden, you can almost feel as if his hands were on you again. But you were able to shake that feeling off. And then that music, you hear the music and it flows within you and you get a boost. Morwin. Sabine, you're standing there. You're feeling the mood of the music. I want to get to Morwin first. Morwin, what is Morwin doing?
I am pulling out my blowgun. Just in case I need it.
Oh, that's awesome. I can just imagine, you got it, you look like, what's going through Morwin's head as she pulls out this blowgun?
Joe said to use this if I was ever in danger, and I feel like I'm probably in danger.
Yeah. Perfect. You got your blowgun. Sabine. you were looking for a particular smell, I will allow you to have one perception roll. You have been enveloped with music. You feel like really sustained. You're surrounded by your friends. The tensions are high. Your instincts kicking in. You can have a +4 to this roll.
That's freaking right, y'all! Woo! All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this so hard. Let's go. Perception, right?
Perception, yeah.
Okay.
A perception.
Oh, baby, that's what's up.
Oh. Okay.
That's what's up.
What? You see the person walk down on the stands on which you sat at the end with the cloak, move down into the crowd, and you can see the mask getting placed on that person's face as he begins to make his way into the crowd of the farmers. In fact, you can catch the whiff of the smell at first, but then the sight, you see the mask. And with that roll also, you see other people putting on a mask, mixing into this riot. Let's roll initiative. Initiative. Let's talk about this in Pathfinder 2nd edition. It's rolled with a perception based on what you were doing. So basically we're going to say for Oren, you could roll a performance roll as you were playing your lute with the magic. I'll allow you to roll a performance for your initiative as you were playing your lute while all this was going on. For the rest, I believe a perception would be appropriate. And we are
I can't roll with will.
That's more of a saying, you know what? Okay, you know what? I'm not going to be a guy that says no. I'm going to be this guy that says, hell yeah, roll a will. Wait a minute, is that more than perception? Wait a minute.
I don't know. Maybe.
Am I being bamboozled here?
Me too.
I probably would be asking you for more.
He was trying to pull us a bead and ask for more bonuses.
The first time I've done it, guys.
Hey, I only asked for a bonus if it makes sense.
Sabine only asks for a bonus if she's rolling for something.
Yes, and it makes sense.
It always makes sense.
All right, get ready. I'm going to activate the map. This is it. This is the first battle map of the game. And here we go. All right. 3, 2, 1. I don't know if that did anything, but eventually you'll be appearing to it.
Man, y'all, we're about to friggin' fight.
Okay, I'm going to start. Okay, with Foundry, we're going to start an encounter here. Treat and encounter. There you go. Oh, so select your token and then roll your initiative, and
Hey,
that way you can appear in the counters.
it's still loading for me.
Oh yeah, okay.
When it loads.
You know what? While it's loading, let's just kind of get into the thoughts of every character here. Eve, what's going through Eve's head as all this is going down? You saw what you saw. You were able to shake it off. What would Eve be feeling in this moment?
I gotta get out of here, and I gotta get my friend out of here. It's very much survival instinct kicking in.
All right. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Eve. So right, look at this. Eve already getting a connection with Sabine. Get her out of here.
It's not like I care. It's just she saved me, so I owe her one.
Yeah.
This is the way.
I don't like having debts.
Did you perchance drink the medicine that I gave you, by the way, when we were eating?
Yeah, she would have.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we should roll whether or not you did, if you remembered.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I see it. Ooh.
Let's quickly go to Sabine. Sabine, your thoughts right now. Eve, standing up. What's your going through your head?
All right. Let's see. She would look at the guy in the mask and everything would just slow down and get real quiet in her mind. And this feeling inside her that she tries to keep locked away, tries to keep buried and hidden underneath her is starting to push to the surface. And that was why she wanted to leave. She wanted to leave because she knew that Eve and then her two other companions that she now likes and considers a part of her pack. She's very on the edge right now. And when you look at her, you will definitely see that her eyes are glowing more golden. But her pupils are starting to get blown out even wider. Claws are starting to pierce through her fingernails and grow longer. And her canines are starting to get sharper. And this reverberating growl emanates from her chest and out of her as she becomes a little bit more feral.
Holy smokes. Okay, very quickly, Morwen.
Morwen is deep breathing. She definitely has some lavender in her satchel in like a little sachet, and she pulls it out and she inhales it. She's trying to calm herself down a little bit. And she's just trying to focus and remember to aim like Joe taught her to aim. And can I please use guidance on my initiative roll?
Guidance is
It's a cantrip.
yes, and is it you have to touch yourself? Is that right?
Well, she would be like,
Is this one where you have to touch yourself and roll?
I can.
She uses guidance. She touches herself.
Wait,
Orin's singing a song about when I use guidance, I touch myself.
it's range of 30 feet. So
Yeah, and you're casting it on yourself.
on myself, yeah.
All right, I will allow it just this once. For the sake of this is the very first time we're going into battle. Last. Okay, so yes, tell us your role.
I'm just trying to figure out how to cast it.
Okay, while you figure that out, Orin.
Yeah, one thing. If you can just start the encounter, and then we can.
Yeah, I think you have to start the encounter so that I can cast guidance.
Okay, I did it now.
And then Orin can't help but feel slightly responsible for this. I think I just need to make sure at least that the folks that I'm with are safe and okay. I hope I didn't cause this. It's okay. I just was playing music. It's fine. Everything. It's okay.
It's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly fine.
They were gonna riot anyways. I just put good music on the riot.
Yep. We gave it a sound.
Just think about it.
Yeah.
Orin is used to
Self.
self-soothe.
Yeah, usually goat salve helps me sleep at night.
Oh, okay, so I'm going to add you guys to this encounter thing, but I don't know if it's working.
I'm gonna try and roll initiative and see.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I just clicked the dice, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, good job, Morwen.
Good job. Right, everyone's getting in. And you have to activate. You have to activate it by pressing. If you do the right click on your token, and you'll see the swords and shields, and you push that, and I believe that will put you into the encounter. Yes, and then you can roll it from there.
Oh, so do you want me to roll again?
I can input the number. What you just tell me what you roll.
I can just roll again. It's fine.
Okay.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, we get here. Oh. We're just going to adjust that to a 12. Update participant. All right. All right. Boundary's pretty cool. It's just like any other VTT. There's always something.
Mine, I had rolled it, but I think I did it before thing. So if mine's not already entered, it should be a 21.
Yeah, yours is a 21. All right.
Yeah.
All right, 21. Beautiful. And Oren, you got 14. Is that correct? Yeah. Sabine, 9. You're getting too pumped.
Unfortunately.
Things, get ready. And of course, with that perception roll, you begin to spot Bay's cultists. Oh, there's something on the screen now.
Is that my... It's me?
No, that was my courageous anthem.
Perfect.
So it's not on the screen.
Perfect.
Some initiatives for all these pickles. In the meantime, here we go. All right, awesome. Okay. All right. So we're going to go with number 1. You get to go first. Congratulations.
Okay.
You.
I'm going to cast Shield.
Okay.
And this would be Eve's first time casting a spell. So it might be something that just like she may not be aware that she's doing it.
Wow.
But I think it would be the natural reaction to the situation that she is currently in.
Okay. Let's do it.
So you raise magical shield, of course. This counts as using the raise a shield action, giving you a +1 circumstance bonus to AC until the start of your next turn, but it doesn't require a hand to use. While the spell's in effect, you can use the shield block reaction with your magic shield. It's hard to survive. You can use the spells. Yep.
That's pretty cool as a cantrip.
Yes,
So-
it's cantrip. And
That's one action.
the next would be, again, grabbing Sabine and looking for the closest way out.
All right. Okay, you grab her. That's your second action.
Okay.
Action is your perception roll. Go ahead, roll a perception.
Okay. Wow. Can I just... There we go.
Oh,
24.
okay. Okay. Your eyes are almost in tune. In fact, as you cast this magic, you can just see this glow, almost like this energy. What color would be the magic? How do you envision it?
I think it would be very shadowy. Her magic's colored by her patron, so
Okay. Also, it seems like smoke is just kind of floating about you, just as a shield. Your eyes are enhanced. It just seems that first time casting, your perception is just on point. You cast your eyes across. You can see each and every one of those people wearing the masks. There's 4 of them. They're in the crowd. Your eyes go to each of the exits, especially the way you came. They're blocked. It seems that a carriage of hay has been pushed and as if things were blocking each of the exits. The storefronts are around, but certainly during this time, you can certainly try and open one of the doors, but as your eyes are darting around, but each of the doors are closed, and it seems that everything has been. Now that being said, you can always attempt to go to one of the exits to try and make your way through, climbing or anything like that. But and you can see with as you peer around that what you can see from your distance, and you're pretty confident the exits themselves have been blocked, as if this has been purposely set up. Not by the DM, but someone else. Not by the DM. Not me. I'm innocent. I'm just a passenger as well.
It's certainly not Oren's fault.
But we should have stayed home today. That's my 3 actions, right?
That's your 3 actions, yeah. And you also have a reaction, but there's nothing to react to.
Yeah, I mean, my reaction will be to shield if we get attacked. To use the shield action.
Right. Yeah, 100%. All right. Okay. As we go through this encounter, the fight begins. You can see that the bodyguards make their way in, and you guys can see this. It's almost a reaction as they're trying to defend any point that these people are moving. So you can see them kind of adjust themselves. And at this time, they haven't begun to slay anybody. They have just taken a defensive position. However, there's one within the mask that is ultimately, now there's one thing here though that this person is going to do first. There's been some magic cast around. And you guys won't know this, but no one casts magic. So they're going to do a little perception roll just to see if they notice anything. He doesn't. So he rolled a 1, completely oblivious to your existence. He moves in.
Suck it, cultist.
Yeah,
Was it a cultist or was it a bodyguard?
It was a cultist.
Okay.
I was going next. And this person is just going to. Okay. Alrighty. You can already see like one of the cultists have engaged. We're going to move into now next turn. I totally skipped. All right. You know what? That cultist was already ready their action. They know what they're going to do next. But in fact, sorry, Oren, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay. I swear I was trying to be ready for this.
Hey, it's our first. This is our very first thing of combat. It's all right. We're all learning Pathfinder as we go, plus Foundry. It's all right.
Don't.
We're not scared.
Not even in the slightest.
Realize everything I have is concentration for the most part, except for like a couple attack things. So I think primarily what I want to do is look around and see if anyone looks like they are moving towards or at me or my friends.
Yeah, roll perception.
$22.
Nice.
Yeah.
You take a look and you can see that while the crowd and the farmers are engaged in fist fighting, you don't necessarily see that there are people headed towards you. But you get the sense that there are nefarious people with those masks, and they seem to be coordinating and towards an area. You get the sense that they're there for a purpose, but you don't see that they're there for you.
Okay. I think we should probably stay away from the stage. Let's maybe just back up a little bit. He is going to step forward in front of, so he'll use movement and kind of move over kind of in front of even Morwen, because he thinks he's a big, strong man.
Nice. Okay. Is that all your actions?
That's it. That's all I'm going to do for now.
Okay, now we're going to go to Morwen. It's your turn.
Are any of those bodyguards the guy from before who I asked for help?
Yeah,
Which one?
just so happens to be the one that moved away.
Really?
He was a dick.
Yeah, he was. Can I roll a perception check to see if I can figure out what in the whole of Tartarus is going on?
Absolutely. Okay, you want to roll a perception roll? Let's do that.
Okay. I will roll. Do I get like any circumstance bonuses or anything?
Unless your guidance provides you something on this. This is a new scenario. You've never been in this scenario before. In fact, if anything, I would give you a -2 if you are asking that question.
Do it. I'm gonna use my guidance.
Touch yourself and roll.
I don't need to touch myself. It is a range. It's a range of 30 feet.
What? Look at that. GM. All right. Touch yourself and roll.
Oh, does that mean you get demerits there, good sir? The tone gets a demerit.
I got a demerit, but I do have my demerit free card, which makes me pass my demerit to Reed.
I'm pretty sure Ree got extra demerits for not ensuring that Tone knew what was going on.
I did mention earlier that it had a range of 30 feet. I don't know if you were listening to me or doing other GM things, but it's okay. I rolled a 14.
Good. Okay. With a 14, you take a look at the scene, and given the fact that you are being guided, I'll also give you, and what you see is that you saw this bodyguard, the one that you spoke to.
I saw that butthead run away.
Yeah. Why, you didn't see that he ran away. You see that he just sort of maneuvered his way out of it. And you also see that there's an opening to the podium, as if it was, and you're kind of going through your mind.
As if it was on purpose.
What book comes to mind as you spend all your days in the library? You probably read a book that was similar with tactics.
Yeah. Military tactics.
One, what not to do when defending magistrates. Don't.
Military tactics of Remorum.
Yeah. Perfect. There you go. Yeah. So that's what you see. What else would you like to do?
In that perception roll, would I see that Captain Flick is then exposed?
You can see that there is an opening now that goes through the magistrates. And yes, in fact, there's an opening that has all four exposed.
Can I, from where I am, or what direction would that opening, would it open up to?
Can you see the map?
Yeah, I can see the map.
Okay.
So it's right here, right? So
yeah.
It would look like somebody is maybe going to rush in there or something.
Yeah. I mean, you also see that there is a cultist
right here
with the mask. It's oh, he's right here.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Can I, if I try to go around Orin, how much movement would I have?
Interesting enough, in Pathfinder,
I can move through friendly space?
Well, you have to do... the thing is that if you get to an obstacle, yeah, you can attempt to kind of roll through. And that's a great question. For today, I'll just say it limits your movement by one space to go through. And then we're going to clarify that rule in the next game. But for right now, you can go through. But if you are moving towards something, it stops you, that's actually the end of your movement. And if you move again, that's a second action.
So I can go through Orin?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? That's what I'm getting from that.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm going to move right here. And going to use my blowgun and blow a dart at this cultist.
You went in a diagonal.
I went diagonal 1. So that was...
one action. No, one action. And then you change your direction.
Well...
Oh, I didn't forget it. Yeah. You have one action left. You shot somebody? Tell us.
You can't move diagonally in this game, remember?
You can move diagonally. So when you move spaces diagonally, 2 spaces is 15 feet.
Clarify this rule. And if someone in the chat knows the rule, to clarify, boom. But guess what we're going to do today? You're going to go through, you're going to move to where you're going, and you're going to blow that blow dart.
Hang on. I gotta find the right cult. Not that one. Not that one. How do I target him? Right click, right?
Can we all agree that it's kind of a stupid rule to move diagonally 5 feet? It takes 15 feet of movement.
Absolutely.
No, it only takes 5 feet to move 2 spaces. It takes 15 feet.
That's what
Yeah, so
that's what we just said.
No, you said to move 5 feet.
No, I'm saying it's a stupid rule that moving diagonally costs like triple the movement speed.
Mm-hmm.
No, because it's like 5 and then 10 and then 5 and then 10.
it's like real life.
Diagonal.
Anyways, I
Diagonally.
targeted the cultist, and now I'm going to use my blowgun and see what happens. Oh no!
You hear the farmer.
It's a miss.
Yeah, you know what?
Can you make that noise one more time?
Yep. Right up Main Street.
We heard the farmer say, "What?"
What's happening? All right, we're gonna check. It was not a critical fail. What did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Oh, no, but your final number was 7.
Final number was 7.
It wasn't a critical fail. Thank goodness.
Thanks.
Critical fail is 10 away from the AC, so it wasn't.
I do have this feat that it's called subtle delivery, and I can oh, I didn't hit. Never mind. It's if I deal no damage, I can poison them. But I think I probably have to hit them.
It's your first time. It's your first time blowing.
She's really nervous. Her hand is shaking a little bit
Yeah.
as she
Mm.
maybe a little bit of spit came out instead of blowing.
Happens to the best of us.
Can you demonstrate that? Can you demonstrate that one more time for us?
Yeah.
There is spit involved, and it's clipped. Too late. You put it on a loop.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Okay? So now it's you see this person right here. This cultist. Oh, I should. Right. Move here. And you can see him take out he seems to have something in his hand. And he's going to attempt to throw
Oh, no.
and you can see Magistrate Typhus get hit in the shoulder as the person throws a blade, hits him, and immediately he just kind of hunches over and goes down. There's the scene is just kind of intense as you guys are seeing the cultists move and doing this. It seems the bodyguards can't see them or are too distracted in defending themselves from the farm. It seems that you are seeing what the cultists are doing, where the others are not. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. And you see the magistrate typist go down. We're going to move on now to the next. You can see this bodyguard here getting kind of pushed by these farmers. He's moving down as farmers begin to kind of move around. Again, with all that's going on with the crowd that's happening, they seem to be just kind of being moved in with the riot, leaving openings around. Sabine, it's your turn.
She's going to look at all of the cultists that are surrounding the farmers and the bodyguards, and she's going to zero in on one of them in particular. And it's going to be this guy right there. She is going to turn to Eve. Her fangs are out now. Her eyes are glowing. And you see, and you can do a perception roll if you want, but if you look into her eyes, Eve, you will see the barest whiff of a shadow that goes around the iris, but everything else is piercing gold, blazing. And she will look at you and just let go of your hand and just say, Mommy's got to go to work. Just kidding. She's not going to say that.
Please, no, no, stop it. Let's go. She's about to cry.
She'll just say, she'll just be like, I'm sorry. I'll meet you at home. And she will rage, y'all. She's gonna fucking rage. And she's going to start to, her canines are gonna lengthen even more, and her whole entire hands are gonna turn entirely black as the claws start to fully extend all the way out. And she goes full wolfy.
Holy smokes.
And she will do a sudden charge and run to that cultist right there.
Okay.
There's something in her that is just, she was panicked and wanting to run, and now she's seeing those faces and she's just like, she's triggered.
Yeah. That's the guy I smell, Mr. Smells like a little hint of nuts and berries of some sort, like
Yeah. So she will run to him. Yes. Where do I see my run speed? My walking speed.
Where's speed will be?
Where's my walking speed at?
This thing.
This one?
Now, if you're running, that's you're doing.
No, baby.
That works. Yep. There we go. 25 feet. But with her sudden charge, I think it's literally just a quick sprint. I can dash up to my foe and swing.
Nice.
It says I can stride twice. And then, like, if I end my movement within melee reach of them with at least one enemy, then I can make a melee strike against them. But I will do my rage.
How many actions is that?
Thingy. It would just be 2, so she would rage and then she would do the sudden charge.
Well, the second charge is 2.
Easy. Okay.
You see how it says it shows 2 little triangles?
Just kidding. That's 3 actions.
2
Apparently, the 2 arrows mean it's 2 actions.
Yes, the 2 arrows mean. Okay, so then that means, though, you still can move and strike with those 2 actions. Is that correct? That's your ability.
Yes, that's the ability.
For 1.
Yep.
And now you're going to move and strike with 2, and that would be your 3 actions. Right?
Yep.
Make it so.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Wait, so diagonal is 5 feet, 10 feet? What did we say what it was?
10, 5, 10. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Maybe I'll just do 5, 10, 15, 25. Does when it says like a quick sprint, is there any like with dashing, like does it do anything like that? I don't know what the movement would be in regards to that, but pretty sure that's my movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you can move your
25.
It's like you can just move your full speed in your attack. Yeah, you can go there and yeah. Well, technically, then if you just move, you can move up to the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't get up to the person to strike.
Okay.
So technically, you used now 2 actions: 1 to rage, 1 to move.
Okay.
So you another action.
Can I hit him from diagonal?
No, you can move up to him, but you won't be able to attack this room.
Okay, hold on. Where did that thing go? Because it says. Oh wait, double. Okay, where is it at? Okay. Because here it says, okay, you can dash up to your foe and swing, blah, blah, blah. But if you end your movement within melee reach of at least one enemy, I can make a melee strike against that enemy.
Yeah, it's the dash.
So.
Which I think is here. Hold on here.
Yeah.
It's the dash of how many feet you can go. So for the sake of
it really,
what I'm going to say is this.
I think that ability just allows her to use movement and attack in one action.
I think because it's like a double. It's like the double.
Yeah, so because it says dash, I will allow this. You can dash and you'll use double your speed. So it's at 25, you can go 50 just to get up to the person, and then you can attack.
Okay.
We'll say that's the action. Okay. And then we'll get it clarified. But for the sake of you getting all super excited and raging, it just makes sense. Let's do this.
Okay. All right. All right. Then let me go over here. No. Feeds, no. Effects, no. Oh. There we go. Okay. Unarmed strike, but I'm using claws. That never really makes sense to me. Do I just push the thing? Okay. -8. Okay, there we go. Jaws. Thank you. Oh my gosh, am I going to bite him or use my claws?
You're using your claws. You announced it like 5 times.
Okay.
Just go.
Okay, so let's roll.
Man. Yeah, it is. All right, let's see. And that, but it's not a critical.
Nope.
Because 10 above. However, the person does take damage, and yeah, you can roll the damage. You hit the real damage button.
All right. Wait. Okay. It's giving me acid damage. What do I do?
Yeah.
Would it be bludgeoning, slashing damage?
Oh, you just roll it. 1d4 plus 5. Don't worry about it. That's like you're going to be.
Okay.
So,
Yes. Oh, that was actually not that great of a roll, but still 6.
Oh, man. Oh, but you know what? Given the fact that your claws went into him, you're raging. Somehow you moved at some godly speed for some reason.
Oh, you also get a +1. Because Courageous Anthem, she also had a +1 to her attack roll and damage roll.
Oh,
So
7.
Would have an additional.
1 + 1. Yeah. Well, cool. I think it added the thing on. Yeah, +1. It's already
right there.
6.
Wait, for Rage?
That's for Rage.
Oh no, for his Courageous Anthem?
Yeah.
Is it not on me?
No, it didn't auto. I think you have to click it and drag it onto your character, but
Oh, that's right.
7 damage.
The Wonders of Foundry, y'all. Yes, that would be 7 damage then.
Okay. Goodness gracious. Your fangs did some damage.
Yep.
Yeah. You have blood kind of pouring. You got him really good across. He's holding his side, and you can see that he's bleeding. Your claws dug in. It was a bit stiff. Like there's obviously some body armor there. You still were able to penetrate it and rip to the side. So you know that you struck him really good, and it's just unexpected. Just kind of muffled.
Oh,
You know,
too bad. So sad.
It's so
It's so mean.
you have to make a living. All right. Sabine, great job. Oh, internet unstable. Bear with me. Hopefully I don't freeze.
Hold my taxidermy. Sorry, so is
This one cultist was able to make it through. Again, you're the only ones that are able to see these cultists move. It seems like they are just hidden with all the chaos that's going on. The bodyguards are not paying attention. And this cultist is able to go through. And he strikes. And he's getting caught up in the moment. And he's rethinking his life. But he's like, forget it, I'm doing it again. And so he's gonna roll a second time with a penalty to it. And maybe he's gonna roll super lucky. He's just there. He's just there as cannon fodder. That's his turn. Right. This cultist moves up here. And you can see that he's now taking out a blade against Pontus. That will hit. Sections. Can you see the roll?
We can see what the result is, but we can't see what you rolled.
Gotcha. You can, for Sabine, for you guys still kind of observing based on your perception rolls, you can see the cultist move in, and all of a sudden you hear Paulinus go as he gets stabbed in the back. Not that he got stabbed where it's like penetrating, where you can see that he like is dying. He wouldn't be able to make that noise, but you can see he groaned in pain, so it didn't hit his lung. And now,
Emperor of Games, the chat says this is not a good enough reason to use penetrate.
oh,
It is.
always,
Great.
always,
Chat.
always a good enough reason.
I disagree with the chat, but I thought I would let you know.
Stop. Penetrate and listen.
he says prepare to be penetrated. This guy's insane. And he says this is Sabine. What a guy.
I mean, at least it's a warning. Right?
Exactly.
Gives her time for consent.
That's right. That's how we roll. 6. Nothing. He's going. He's just gonna roll all 3 actions attacking you. Does a 14 hit?
Sabine?
Sabine? On your AC,
That's very much her. Sorry. What?
let me answer the question for you. It does hit.
It's totally.
13.
Oh.
So I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know. I think that it said in the thingy that it missed.
Yeah. Oh no, because I didn't select her token. That's why.
Ah.
Yeah. 5 damage.
It would have missed, but I'm raging.
And I was rolling 1 less. I pushed the wrong button, which gave 1 less to the roll, but I still hit you. So this cultist,
But she's raging.
I don't think there's a bonus to your AC. Your AC still says 13.
Oh, it said on here that it goes down. Like my AC goes down, but yeah, but -1 penalty to my AC. However, I get 3 temporary hit points.
Cool. Okay.
Well, they're all gone.
And I deal 2 additional damage with unarmed attacks. So
He's going the final one. Because he's bleeding, it's now instinct. He's just stabbing. Right? Yes, he gave you a bit of warning, shouting his war cry. You're able to dodge 2. He got you with 1. And that's his turn. And you can see now he's calmly coughing up blood. There's blood sort of kind of coughing up from his mask. You got him pretty good. Now, at the end of this, what happens here is that the magistrates begin to move. And Paulinus gets attacked.
He got a critical miss. Does anything happen because of that critical miss? I'm just curious what the rule is on critical misses.
Yeah.
he trips.
I think what happens is that his dagger probably gets stuck inside Sabine and he has no weapon anymore.
That makes sense.
So maybe that's
Looks
exactly
better in me anyways.
Same.
Yeah, that's a critical miss for sure. It's a fumble. So yeah, I think he's going to lose his weapon. Okay, the magistrates begin to react. Paulinus is on the ground. Typhus moves down, like huddling in a defensive position. Bina sort of just kind of moves away closer to you, closer to the bodyguard in panic. And finally, we get up to Simon. Simon moves in and attacks this one cultist right here. And he's going to do that with his strike. And pretend he's holding a great axe. Oh no. Simon isn't doing too good.
Oh no, Unk!
He needs a war cry.
It says it.
Oh, fetch, never mind. I saw it too. This is it. The cultist goes down. The cultist goes down.
Yes,
Oh, damn. Yes. He's dead. Trying to put a condition on him of death. And there he is right there. The cultist goes down. He's dead. Guys, he puts himself again in a defensive position. First, one attack that hits. He moves over here. He's going to attempt to attack with his last action to attack this cultist. And he's going to do it with a minus now. And let's see what happens.
Oh,
Oh,
how is that a critical miss?
well, let's see. No, it might not be a critical miss. No, it's not.
Oh,
It's because he rolled a 1, but that means nothing. So he missed on this one. Okay, guys, there we go. It seems like it's only you guys that can save the day here. What are you going to do? Eve, it's your turn.
Well, I just saw my only friend that I owe run into battle and then get attacked, and she's got a dagger in her right now. So fuck it.
Fuck it.
I'm just gonna move up slightly. So that's one action. And then I am going to cast, and this costs 2 actions. It's telekinetic projectile. If there's anything that I can, on the ground, a stone, something, just gonna throw the nearest thing in. She looks at it, and I think you would see like almost tendrils of black ichor surround the object for a moment, and
You
then
see it.
pulling it.
And
the dart that I dropped.
you see a dagger sticking out of Sabine because it penetrated her, and it's still there. You can wrap it around and whip it to the guy.
Yep, let's do that. So
Sweet.
that's gonna be rolling for piercing then. So that would be is a 19 hit?
It's a hit. It's not a crit, but it's a hit.
All right.
Holy fetch, if you get, let's see what your number is. As these shadows all of a sudden appear from like the footing, grabs the dagger, rips it out, and just whips it right into the guy. What is the damage?
11.
What does Sabine see as these black tendrils grab this dagger and whip it into the cultist next to her? Describe the scene.
She would feel that, like piercing suddenly pull out of her, and suddenly I guess probably have to stop her bleeding a little bit. But yeah, if she looked down, she would see this like ichor appear from nowhere. This like black tar-like substance wrap around the hilt of the dagger and just basically stab it into the cultist almost exactly the same way that was stabbed into her.
Oh, like
almost like mirroring it.
Mirroring like the penetration.
Yeah.
In that case, then Eve, as it just the cultist looks down, sees the tendril, rip out, and then just rip it in, and immediately, and he collapses dead. Cultist down.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Congratulations, you're a murderer. So we're gonna move on. He was just trying to make a buck.
Feels great.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
I hope it was trick. Probably not.
Yeah, so now the bodyguard's turn. The bodyguard's kind of looking back, seeing where the dead body is. This guy kind of moves up over here. Next guy is moving over here. This guy here is kind of engages down with this person. And this person right here kind of gets pulled to the side, seeing that there's a bunch of people, so he kind of moves off to the side right there. Now, clearly they're not seeing what's going on with the cultists. It's obvious now. I don't think I need to repeat this, but just for the sake, if you just joined us right now, these cultists seem to be acting under the guise, and they cannot be seen but only the so-called heroes can see them move around, and they can catch on to what exactly they're doing. Orin, it's your turn.
Okay. Just want to check something. Why that didn't. That's why. So sorry. I'm going to try and cast a spell if it lets me. Sorry, my thing is not set up properly. I just want to try casting this just to see what the burst thingy actually looks like. Okay, maybe I can't. There we go. Just need to see what a 10-foot burst looks like. Oh, perfect. Okay. I am first going to move 5, 15. We'll move up to here. And then we are going to cast this concordant choir.
Your 10-foot burst targets all creatures.
Yeah, we're going to try and do it tactically. Yeah, I can't. Oh, I guess I needed to move over one more. Oh, God. Undo. It doesn't show up very well. Do it here. Aha. Oh, God. Wait. I was trying to do so it didn't get Sabine.
Oh, you're attacking the farmers.
Well, they're also attacking the soldiers, right? Or the farmers not doing anything?
The farmers aren't doing anything.
It's where the bodyguards are all engaged and not paying attention because so yes, there's fist fights and you can see chaos.
Okay, then maybe I don't want to kill farmers and I want to kill cultists too. If there's someone in between me, so like this guard, I guess I could move up here. We'll just keep that in that same movement. With this cultist right here, there's like a guard in between me. Does that stop me from being able to hit him?
It's an area effect, is not.
No, I was gonna do a different spell if I didn't realize that those were farmers and not the same as cultists.
Does it have to be like a target you can see, or just within a certain?
I was gonna cast a different spell.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Does it have to be a target that you can see?
You point your finger and project. I was gonna cast this one.
Okay.
So sorry, Antonio, if I'm being a pain. Bolt of magical energy that stutters in and out of phase until it reaches the target. Make a ranged spell attack roll against your target's AC if
makes a phase that reaches the target, make a ranged attack spell. Okay. Yeah, you can give it a circumstance holding so -2 just because he's standing behind the person. But go ahead.
Okay.
Or circumstance penalty.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Hey, yes, it hits. How much do you do?
Roll damage.
And you're going to describe your magic here just a moment. They see.
Oh, wait. 3d4 piercing damage on a critical save. Oh, I don't know why I was only trying to do 3 or 1. Oh, wait. Great. Yeah, so Orin is going to strum a couple of curious chords in a kind of very aggressive, like really aggressive strum while kind of pointing his lute towards the person. So it's almost like the sound is coming off the tip of the lute instead of out of the like center drum where it normally would. So it's actually like the sound travels down the chords and blares out the end, and he's kind of like pointing it up while strumming from it, like he's sniping at the guy. And then he hits that aggressive lute and he goes, let's try this one on for size. Beep. And does 8 piercing damage.
Oh man, as it goes through, and you know what? It's like one of those things where the guard there, just like the puff of hair. Remember that scene in Lord of the Rings when the guy shoots the arrow past the fella and it goes right by his ear? Exactly like that. And strikes the guy. He takes it, and obviously he begins immediately to almost kind of grab his throat, because that's sort of where the direction of where you hit. And he's slunched over, like you got him, good. And that's your turn. It was not. This guy is just kind of just hanging out here. He's not doing anything. Morrowind, it's your turn.
This guy stayed where he was?
Yeah, this guy right here.
He's not helping at all?
No. He's just hiding in behind the column.
Morwen is going to yell, the guys in the masks! The guys in the masks are attacking people! Not the farmers, the yucks with the masks!
The guy kind of turns around, looks at you. Yeah, I mean, okay, you talk to him, and
I'm yelling at the bodyguards, not this one.
Okay.
That guy is obviously not helping.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to I'm gonna blow him.
You're what?
Get him, girl.
I'm gonna get him with my blow dart.
That's not what she said.
He said I'm gonna blow him.
It's her secret attack.
First,
I apologize. There's any kids out there.
First, I would like to use envenom and envenom my darts. I'm just gonna spit all over them.
Okay.
Okay. So that means that if I hit, they have to make a fortitude save. And I'm going to strike. One. To hit. Nope.
No, again, conforming anxiety. Nothing. No good.
She got too sloppy with it.
Too much spit.
All right, moving on.
Clear. I did set this channel as 18 plus.
She just spat venom, y'all.
I did.
Just
Wait, any of us see that?
not all your.
No, because it didn't hit.
Seeing me spitting venom, you would have just seen me spitting all over the darts.
You can see this last cultist make almost like it's like remember Lord of the Rings? I'm gonna be quoting Lord of the Rings a lot. Remember that one guy, the orc, and he was carrying the bomb and he's running through right to get
One of my favorite scenes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, it's one of my favorite scenes.
That's exactly what's going on.
So I have a question. Because I made the bodyguards aware, would this bodyguard be aware and have a reaction?
Which one?
This one that he just ran by. Either of them.
Yeah, and you know what? You're yelling from all the way over there into a crowd of fighting
Yeah.
this guy.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Sorry. Maybe the map is deceiving, but it's a little chaotic.
It's not deceiving. It's
So
very
sorry.
chaotic looking. Oh,
Oh, man. That's going to hit. It's not a crit, though. You should have brought more daggers.
One that I shot died, yes.
And
The one that I shot died?
no, he's not dead.
Oh, but he's hurt?
He's hurt really
Oh.
bad. Absolutely. He goes in now as a final attempt, a final attack. That will also be a hit, even with the penalty. Actually, never mind. That was not. He missed. That's the end of his turn. Next is the guy that you hit, and he is going to attempt to attack Simon. In the last effort, you see blood just kind of pouring out of this mask. And in a last ditch effort, he is attacking Simon. And that is going, he's just going to just start stab. No good. He's losing. And you know what? He collapses. He's falling down and he passes out. Obviously, he was losing so much blood that he just collapses onto the ground.
Did he possibly roll a 0?
Honestly, we all would have collapsed and died on the spot out of sheer embarrassment.
when you do 2 attacks, you do the second one at you have negative. So
I'm gonna put a little thing here, unconscious, right there. He's unconscious.
yeah, he's sleeping.
And finally, at this scene ends, all of a sudden, busting out of where the blockages were of the exits, soldiers begin to pour in. And they come in from behind and they begin to encircle everyone and say everyone is under arrest. They have their spears out. They're encircling the entire crowd as they pour through, and they begin to push down people. Even yourself, Morwin, you would have been pushed down onto your knees as these soldiers come. Eve, the same. My question is to you, do you guys resist at all as these soldiers come in?
I think that Morwin would be like, I'm a healer, I can help.
And with that, they say, thank you very much.
Okay.
And they push you down.
Sorry.
They're here to get control of the crowd. Is anyone resisting arrest or attempting to flee? That's my question. Sabine, you both?
She would. Eve might attempt to flee.
Eve would?
Maybe. It depends how. I mean, I guess she's being directly surrounded, so.
It'd be a really difficult opportunity. You can certainly, absolutely. But of course, yourself, if you, Eve being aware of, survival instincts.
She might not. Yeah, if they came from behind her, probably not.
Mm.
In that case, then, if none of you are attempting to.
I could see
Hey, I tried to hold it in. All right. I tried to not laugh or giggle, and then Sarah broke me.
She what?
Uh,
Do more than that.
continue.
Rising, covered in the blood of the cultist, and with the garbs, he stands in the center. There, the magistrates. The only one magistrate uninjured is Albina. To the side, Typhus down. Apollonius also holding himself. You can see that he's not one to be in the fights. These magistrates obviously are hurt. Captain Simus Flick calls out. Stop! Arrest everyone here. Everyone is to be arrested. And they will be put to court under the Ukumaran law. For I shall now read what I came here to do. And if anyone moves, you slay them where they stand. And you can see the intensity of his face and the intensity of his voice. Hear the intensity of his voice. As he finally pulls out, as everyone is now on their knees, the farmers down on the ground, the cultists, again, interesting enough, you can't see the masks anymore. And he calls out and finally reads out in a scroll. By divine authority vested in the Emperor Incitatus Caligula, the one and true God, this decree is hereby proclaimed to all inhabitants of Remorum. The worship of any deity, entity, or celestial being other than Emperor Incitatus Caligula is strictly forbidden. Those found practicing such heresy shall face severe consequences. Any individuals discovered engaging in forbidden worship of false gods will be subjected to an excruciating yet entertaining demise, as befitting the whims of our divine emperor. Emperor Incitatus Caligula, in his benevolence, promises bountiful rains to grace the lands of Remorum. The purpose is to nurture the fields and enhance the farmer's yield, proving the unmatched power to the true God. Should the promised rains fail to materialize, the blame lies slowly upon the shoulders of the unbelievers. In such a case, a thorough investigation shall be conducted to identify the guilty parties, and their spilled blood shall be the only appeasement to divert the wrath of the divine emperor. Let this decree serve as a sacred edict, guiding the loyal subjects of Remorum towards the righteous path of unwavering devotion to Emperor Incitatus Caligula, the singular God and ruler of all. Failure to heed this proclamation will result in dire consequences. Under the given and divine hand and seal of Emperor Incitatus Caligula, arrest them all. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to end our session for tonight. As the rule of law has been sent, the message given, and everyone is arrested. We'll see what happens next week. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And any final announcements other than sweet goodbyes?
Okay, but not me as Kesu wanting to say, what if I worship myself? But knowing it's Sabine, and she would never say that.
You say that? You try.
Also, remember, the videos go live on Fridays on YouTube. So if you didn't catch the full episode, Friday, we'll do a fun premiere and we'll all be in the chat, chatting with you guys, hanging out, get some popcorn, get some treats. We'll laugh at all the funny little silly jokes that we all made tonight.
100%. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, we hope you live your best selves in your mortal lives. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Night, everyone.